How to take your midterm rental insurance bookings off of Airbnb. All right, so quick caveat, you never want to take a midterm rental insurance off of platform if the guests haven't made it clear that's what they're willing to do. We always want to give them an option because, as you know, you want to keep it as organic as possible. Typically, if they're coming on Airbnb or any other platform, that's the platform that they're used to or comfortable with, and that's why they came in the first place. So keep in mind, Airbnb is still going to be our best friends, even though we are learning a model that doesn't rely us to depend on Airbnb, but it still allows us and you should allow it to become a lever, right? You should leverage Airbnb, right? And we absolutely do so, and you should too, right? So the way Airbnb is leveraged today, there's actually a new model that has come up that is called Airbnb for Work that a lot of temporary relocation agencies are using. Airbnb for Work, the way it works is that you'll have a relocation specialist that will reach out on behalf of the policyholder. A policyholder is, again, the individual that's paying for the insurance that is currently displaced, and therefore their insurance company or someone, right, that works directly with the insurance company, like the relocation specialist, that is actually a third-party agency that the insurance company hires, is reaching out on behalf of that policyholder to find them a temporary home while their home is currently being repaired. So now that we understand this is, let's say Sally, who is the relocation specialist, is reaching out on behalf of Joe. Joe is the policyholder. Sally reaches out to me, the host, Ruben, and says, "Hey, Ruben, my name is Sally and I work for temporary relocation company, etc. And I'm looking to relocate my client Joe to your home for the next month with the possibility of extension. If there's anything else that we need to pay, feel free to request it here because we won't be able to deal outside of the platform," whatever they say, right? The way to go about it is, obviously, we always want a bird in the hand, right? Bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. A bird in the hand is better than two in the bush. So do not try right away, be like, "Hey, let's take this conversation off platform." It's not the way it's going to go down. We typically always like to accept. Now, what will happen is two things. Once you do accept the booking, which is kudos to you for receiving that inquiry, there is a way for you to receive these inquiries more often, which I'll get to in a second. But once you receive that inquiry, only once you've then have the person checked in successfully, you now officially get their contact information, right? If you're currently getting value from watching this video, you'll want to make sure you take a second and click below to grab the midterm rental insurance blueprint to help accelerate your process in being able to land these midterm rental insurance contracts with respect to your marketplace. Make sure you click the button below and grab it and continue on with the gems in this video. And this is what Airbnb does not want you to know. Once you have their contact information, it's all fair game. I'm willing to have that conversation with them. "Hey, by the way, here's the way I sell myself is I'm happy to keep you on the Airbnb platform if that makes sense with you and your company. But just so you know, I always want to give the option that we're also always happy to work directly with you. That way we can give you more flexible terms to extend as you need to, because right now if someone books right after your stay, there is no way for me to prevent that from happening. And as we know, these things like house renovations or any work that's required is not dependent on just us. We're dependent on a third party like contractors, and things always take longer than expected. That is how I position it. That is how you position it to them. So it's advantageous to them. Keep in mind how to win friends and influence people. It's always about them. What's in it for them, not what's in it for you. In order for me to make more money, I want you to come. No. In order for you to save fees, in order for me to give you a flexible calendar extensions, I do offer the option of booking direct or extending via a short-term lease. I'm happy to do so. If you want to work, reach back out to Sally and let her know. That's also great. And by the way, how long is this going to take? How are we looking on repairs? Do you think you'll be done within the month, or do you think you'll need more months? You want to flow into the conversation and be able to get more insight and build a relationship. But I like to do that after they check in, not right before they're about to check in. "Hey, by the way, like, no, that's a little creepy." Let them check in. Let them like the place. Let them check in with them. "How are things going?" "Great. By the way, just wanted you to know, if you need need to extend, or how are things going? Is the work on your house is progressing well? Just know we specialize in this. This is what we do. We want to make sure you're comfortable with you and your family and your furry friends, and your pets. Obviously, you don't say furry friends to them, but your pets. And we want to make sure that we accommodate you. But by the way, if things are going to take longer, do you foresee it going, beyond than the time that you booked? Oh, yes, I do. Sally said she would extend. Okay, just so you guys know, between you and Sally, that I want you to know that we always do offer the possibility to work with us directly. Gives you more flexible terms. Also, can save you on some cost savings, or we also can make sure that we actually have the property available for you, because there's no way for me to prevent someone from booking on Airbnb, right? Like something to that extent is the conversation you want to have. So that's number one. But the number two, which we're going kind of backwards here, is like, how did we get here in the first place? How are you getting these Airbnb for works, right, Ruben? Like how are you? It's optimization. You want to optimize your profile, and I'll give you guys two nuggets. Number one, you want to make sure your profile is optimized properly. That says you specialize in also catering to temporary relocation, right? Temporary stays. You also want to make sure you put your brand name in there into the description of your profile, so that name, I would even add .com if you could to it, right? So you can put nameyourcompany.com. We specialize in temporary housing. That way they can always look you up, because when someone inquires, sometimes I might say they might be willing to have a short-term lease, and they're looking at you up on Airbnb. And if we've done this multiple times where we say, hey, look us up. We're not even have to play any games. You don't have to put the phone number, because Airbnb doesn't let you put your phone number or email address. But looking us up just means look at us, look at our brand, look at our brand online. If you look us up and you type in your name, you'll see who we are. Get a Google page, guys. Do not sleep on not having a Google page. Make sure you get a Google page, a Google business page that will allow to have your phone number, your website there, so that they can contact you very easily. Because when you say look us up and you're already on the Google business page, it's so easy to create that connection. We've done it through LinkedIn. We've done it directly through our website. We've done it through emails, because our emails on our website. Like, people will reach out if they really want your property, but you want to give it themselves, make it easy for them without them jumping through holes, because they'll try to put in their number and then they'll get flagged by Airbnb, or it won't come through. And then you'll try to put in your number, you'll get flagged. And you want to respect the platform, but you're allowed to have a brand that's built. And when you do have a brand that also lives on Airbnb, there's nothing wrong with saying, look us up. Okay, or look at our profile. If the profile literally says we are such and such temporary housing at xwebsite.com, that's very easy for them to just go to the website and then see your property and then reach out to you in multiple ways: email, support, chat, even. Literally, it's phone number. Put your phone number. Do not get cute out there. You're in the business to serve. You want to make sure you're reachable. That is the number one way. I gave you two ways. Is you want to optimize profile, and then when you do get a booking through Airbnb, you want to reach out to the tenant and build a relationship with them and let them know that you're here for them, what's in it for them, give them all the advantages as to booking with you off of platform, or at least extending. All right. And that's the key word, because a lot of you might say, well, Ruben, if they've already booked, why would they book again? They're not booking again, but they typically will change or alter their reservation, because things always take longer. So you want to make sure if they're going to alter their reservation, they're doing it on your terms, on your brand, because again, you have the ability to capture more, put more in your pocket, give them more flexible extensions, manage the calendar better, and manage the relationship better, right? And then the next rule of thumb, I'll show you guys a bonus. You always want to ask, hey, if it's Sally you get in touch with, or get me in touch with Sally. Do you have Sally's number? I want to make sure both, we always want to have on a lease, we want to make sure that we always have 2 points of contacts, right? Backup contacts, relocation specialist, emergency contact, etc. And then when you reach out to Sally, you ask, hey, by the way, is there any other families how often are you doing this? How often are you in need of servicing these families who need temporary housing? I'd like to be kept top of mind in this specific zip code, or in these areas. Maybe it's just this one. It's like, I'd like to do this again. I specialize in it. We're pet friendly, we're furnished, we include Wi-Fi, we include landscaping. Like, sell yourself, sell your product, and make sure it's meeting what their needs are, because that is exactly what they're looking for in the marketplace. So it's in your best interest that you're offering them a product that they're currently looking for in the marketplace, because that is why we are compensated. It is based on the product that we're able to offer in a marketplace that has lack of supply with a very high demand. And that demand you won't know exists until you know it exists. How do we know? Because we're constantly booked and we're constantly getting requests, because there's literally not enough inventory in the marketplace, right? One of the things to increase, right, and I'm giving you guys bunch of bonuses now. If you're watching this, I'm giving you the bonuses because I want you to have more of these prevalent in your marketplace, and I want you to take more of these midterm rental bookings direct off platform. And one way to do that is to continue to make yourself available in your marketplace by being prevalent in all the areas, but also making your calendar available on Airbnb, VRBO, right? Airbnb is just one of them, but live in their database. Ask Sally, where do I list my properties? And once that happens, Sally's not going to book through you on Airbnb anymore. Sally's going to reach out to you via email. Sally's going to reach out to you via phone call. And now you will have built a book direct business, but you need to make sure you're available and optimized to be able to receive these. That is how you're able to take the first step is start somewhere, that midterm rental booking off of Airbnb, off of any other platform, and create a direct business to business relationships, because that is where the most lucrative and long lasting relationships occur within this industry. If you got value from this video, make sure you check out the ultimate guide to direct booking for your midterm rentals right here, and we'll see you next time.